Today I'm going to show y'all how to find your perfect red lip. There are all of these brands out there trying to match us with our perfect red lip based on our undertones. All of these methods, all of these brands ignore the fact that your ideal red might not be red at all. Stay with me, okay? If you watched my contrast video, you saw me put on a lip color that is categorically not red. And then when I put it on, you watched it turn red before your eyes. And I'm gonna show you how to find the color that's gonna do that for you. Because it's just simple art math. I stumbled into it by accident, but when I backed out of it, I was like, this is a principle that can be applied universally, and it doesn't just apply to red either. So I'm actually going to share my screen, as it were, and we're gonna go into a free photo editing app called PicMonkey. This isn't sponsored. It just happens to be the one that I'm familiar with because I've been using it for years, and I'm going to show y'all how to back into your best lip shades, especially your best reds. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, let's go into PicMonkey, and I'm gonna start with a photo of myself that I took today in natural light. And when I say natural light, I don't mean direct sunlight. It's gonna be too warm, it's gonna distort the color profile. You really just want something where you kind of look like crap, okay? Not to say that any of y'all look like crap, you don't. It's just, you wanna pick a photo that is perhaps a little too honest, because the last thing you wanna do is get an incorrect reading on your coloring just because you used something that had like gone through Facetune. I'm not against Facetune. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, this is one where you wanna start with true reality, as real as possible. So here I am, no makeup, natural light, but like diffused light, like I said. And I'm going to start by putting a circle right in the middle, and I'm gonna kind of offset it a little bit. And then when I change the color, I'm going to draw from the most like pigmented part of my lip, right? I'm gonna try, in fact, my lips are so desaturated, but that's the most saturated part of my lip. And then I'm gonna take this little slider here and move it all the way towards red, or in some cases, all the way towards magenta, but red exists on either side. I'm here to tell you that that color right there is gonna turn red on me. And I will demonstrate that in a moment with some shades of lipstick that I own. But if you're looking at that and you're like, okay, but what if I want it to actually be closer to red? Then we're gonna go into our edits over here and into our colors, and we are sitting here with saturation and vibrance. This is the part we're not gonna touch, okay, is the temperature, because I'm giving you a range of the colors that are going to fit with your complexion and with your coloring. And so we have essentially diagnosed the coloring, the temperature balance of your lips. Doesn't matter what we're gonna call it. It doesn't have to be cool or warm or blue or green or pink or whatever. The fact is, the computer knows. It doesn't matter what it is, the computer knows. And so then we're gonna be able to take something, like saturation, and push it all the way to the limit if I want to. And that, if I wanted it to be the highest contrast red on me, I would still be working in a very coral family. And that's what's going to look the most native to my skin tone for something that's that high contrast. I can even pull up the vibrance. Whoa! And we're dealing with something that is a true neon orange red. If I wanted to go with a gloss, if we were losing opacity, then I'd want to go further in the vibrance category. But if we're working with something like a lipstick that's entirely opaque, I want to just deal with saturation, right? And for me, yes, that's going to look red, but also, like I said, even something like that is oddly enough going to look red on me. So let's try it with a different color profile. Okay, so again, we're working with that color that is the most saturated part of my lip. What if I wanted to focus on my best, I don't know, beige lip, right? I'll move the cursor over towards, I don't know, like orange-ish, until it's a color that I like, that I would like want to be wearing, you know? And I look at that and I'm like, okay, that's like a rosy beige color that I really like. So that's how I know what color of lipstick I would be going to buy. And if you're like, how do I match that? You can go visually, absolutely. And it's really about it just being in my family. But you can also go to something like Finding Ferdinand and plug this freaking hex code in there and get something that's actually that color in whatever the heck formula you want. It's pretty amazing. Now, if I want to go into the edits like we did before, I could, again, we're leaving these alone. I could go and really saturate that color. Ooh, and we're just seeing this whole spectrum of shades that will probably look incredible on me. all these like rusty, beigey, orangey shades because we've built in the temperature and the tone that I wanted, and now we're manipulating the saturation. Okay, so it's three things, right? Temperature is gonna be the thing that we have just diagnosed by taking that color sample. We don't need to name it. We have just let the computer understand what the temperature is of any tone that we want to find, and that is the realm that we're working in. That should stay constant. Don't move that temperature or tint slider around because that defeats the whole purpose. The tone is something that you get to choose. Do you want your best red? Do you want your best pink? Do you want your best beige? And then saturation is going to give you kind of severity of the color, right? It's like how much contrast you want against your skin tone, and you can kind of move that slider back and forth to see what color you like and the amount of color that you want in the product that you're trying to look for. And when we're talking about vibrance, that's going to be affected mainly by opacity. So if you have something that's really translucent, in order to achieve that color on you, you're gonna want to overshoot or exaggerate the version of the color in the gloss that you get with that vibrance so that it reads on you as that shade, even though it's translucent. So we saw the shade, the basic desaturated version of the shade that looks like red on me, right? And it's hard when you're looking at it to believe that that's gonna be red on me. I will go ahead and swatch a true red. This is just kind of a blue red. This is Velvet Ribbon from, or I guess it's just Ribbon in the Velveteen Liquid Lip color from Lisa Eldridge. It is a beautiful true blue red. And if you can wear red, I mean, sure, this exercise is still helpful, but like you probably don't need this video because you're like, I rock red every day. I'm Taylor Swift, it's fine. I'll put the color on the screen that we found for me. And here we have Lisa Eldridge, Affair. I know. That's not red, but watch when I put it on. It's so funny how it turns red. That, my friends, is color theory magic. And yet, that's red, but against my complexion, that looks red. Let's do some more because this is thrilling. And I tried to keep my complexion as neutral and low-key as possible. All the people in the comments on my last video about like French girl makeup were getting so mad at me. They're like, you should have stopped so long ago. And I'm like, I know, but I was testing makeup. It wasn't a tutorial on how to do French girl makeup. I was trying to use a bunch of items that I bought from a company. And so yeah, I ended up putting them all on. So that was, again, Affair from Lisa Eldridge. Next, I have this beautiful shade called Mickey, and this is from the RMS, what do they call these things? I don't know, they're just these beautiful kind of hydrating lipstick things. They're really interesting because you have to turn the whole bullet like that for it to come up, and they feel wet, like water wet when you put them on. And that is, again, not red, okay? I know that. It is not actually red. Oh God. Well, I see myself in the monitor. I'm like, girl, that's red. That's a red lip. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I love color theory. Oh, I love when stuff like this works. It makes me so happy because color theory is so weird. And if you're olive undertone, it's even weirder. Okay, and that's why this exercise can be so helpful because we don't need to figure out your undertones. The computer does it. And we don't need to put a name to it. Just believe the computer. That is such a freaking comfortable formula. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. And this is why, again, French girl quote unquote makeup doesn't always look very effortless on me, is because a true red does not look effortless on me. But this looks like an effortless red, even though it is not red. All right, we got one more. I demonstrated this in my contrast video, but I didn't put it all over my whole lips, my mouth, my whole mouth. This is Gimme Chai, which is chai, but Bite Beauty is closed, so this is from Lip Lab. It's really expensive to get this done, but I just needed to know if it was still the same shade. Straight up mauve. And yet. And freaking yet. You're not crazy. The reason that you haven't found your best red lip is because your best red lip isn't red. So that's it, y'all. I will link PicMonkey down below. I mean, you can use pretty much any free software. There's like Canva, all this stuff. I pay for PicMonkey because I like all of the like fancy background removal things and stuff for my thumbnails, but it's free to use. It's free to just, you know, adjust a photo on. It's a great photo editing tool. So anyway, let me know where y'all land, because I just find this to be exceedingly fascinating, and I just had to share because I love the alchemy of color theory. It's just so much fun. And I hope y'all found this useful. If you did, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Go watch the other one where I do a full demonstration of opacity and saturation so that y'all can really, you know, sink your teeth into it and use it to your best advantage. If you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe while you're here. We're having so much fun playing in color theory. Let me know other videos, other demonstrations, other things that, you know, aren't quite clear yet that you might want me to make videos about in the future, and I will absolutely accommodate. Thank y'all for watching. I love you so very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.